I'm Jimmy Chaplin, and this is the weather outlook for Monday, August 29th. Concerning this week and into the future, and let's see what the weather's going to be. To start off with a quick surface analysis here, what's going on. We have a high pressure system ridge here on the east coast with a slight trough. And then we have Tropical Depression 8 that's off the east coast. It kind of formed pretty quickly, looked very impressive yesterday. It's kind of fallen apart a little bit today, but it is forecast to become a tropical storm and recurve out to sea. Tropical Depression 9, which is the 99L that appeared last week that it was going to be some big storm. It never really got its act together, which is all good news because if anyone saw a big hurricane along the Gulf Coast, it would have just been terrible. This now is barely going to be strengthened, and then it looks like it's going to come off and go off out to sea. So we have this high pressure system over the mid-Atlantic, which is giving us nice clear skies. Again, though, along the east coast, due to the interactions of TD8, as well as even Gaston, which you're not seeing here, which became a major hurricane, first major hurricane of the Atlantic season. There's a lot of waves and swells coming off the east coast, and with all that interaction, you got to watch out for rip currents. We also see this trough here coming in from the north. We're going to see kind of a backdoor or backing of cold air down the eastern seaboard coming into this weekend. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend, but don't expect the cooler air to last long. I'll explain that more in a moment. So looking a little closer here at the surface features, here we can see that low up in Canada, a little trough coming in. This is going to kick this TD8 most likely out to sea, and also with the trough coming down on the east coast, this will also go out to sea. This is the two tropical depressions. We see a chance for showers, mainly in the mountains and along the coast, possibly with some of the moisture from the fact that there's a ridge over here on the east coast and some of the interactions maybe with the two tropical systems. As we move forward in time, we see again just a chance, mainly in the mountains, of a little bit of weather activity. TD8 believes going to become a tropical storm, as well as TD9. I'm not sure. This may be a little aggressive. Both of them look pretty disorganized today. So this is tomorrow. Then you can see them progress. You see how the tropical storm is kind of already starting to move north. This one as well is moving north. We see this high pressure system on the east coast keeping us warm. Highs around 90. Nighttime lows are still not too bad. There is a little bit of stagnation of some of the air in the region, so we have like bad air quality today. That should actually go away with some of this troughiness and some other things that are moving around the atmosphere a little bit. And we move forward. That tropical storm is going to start curving. I think you see it really close to the east coast, but it's going to move out. We have this high pressure system coming in from the north on Wednesday, and this is going to get us the cooler temperatures, as I said, kind of backing down into the region. We can see a reinforcing shot coming down, and the trough here is picked up what is either Hermine or Ian, as well as down here in the Gulf. We're seeing this. And then that's where we are as of Wednesday. So by Wednesday, with this troughiness and this other trough approaching, we're going to see cooler temperatures coming in starting Thursday. It's going to take all day for the cool air to kind of arrive. So here we are at day 3. The tropical storm is kind of moving on out. This cold front's coming through to bring us much cooler air by the end of the day Wednesday. And here's a tropical storm down the Gulf. It's likely to go across Florida. This cooler Canadian high pressure system is going to come in and give us a stellar weekend. It's really going to be amazing. When the front comes through, there's a chance for showers and thunderstorms, obviously just because of the front, and it's bringing in cooler air. We'll have to watch that on Wednesday to see if it really means anything significant, but definitely cooler air in here by Thursday and Friday. You can see that it's picked up, which is Ian or Hermine, and actually is now going to merge it into the front, so maybe it's actually going to open up and just become a low pressure system. It should be causing a lot of rough surf along the east coast, so anyone going out there needs to be aware. But our weather is just looking beautiful as this high pressure system comes in for the weekend and then starts to depart. We're going to see an easterly fed shear, so we're going to see some moisture increase. You might say 6 and 7, but it looks pretty good. So that's kind of where we're talking. Here's the low. This thing is taking its good sweet time getting out of here, whatever, Ian or Hermine or whatever. And still got some coolness and the troughiness even through next week, but we'll see how that pans out. And as the return flow turns around, we should see warmth come back sometime next week. One thing you're not seeing although we get that front that comes through, it maybe draws a little bit of rain, is we're not seeing a lot of moisture with the atmosphere the way it is setting up. And just to reiterate that, here is the 7-day outlook for precipitation. You can see all the tropical interaction here on the East Coast with the troughiness and the two tropical depressions causing a lot of rain right along the coast and then down in Florida. But you see this dry area via the mountains. The mountains themselves get a little bit of help just because there's forcing caused by the mountains causing lift. So there is some chance for some rain there. But in general, it's kind of a dry pattern, and a lot of areas could use rain. I know in my region itself, we went from very wet to pretty dry the last week and a half. And I know down in Richmond that they're dealing with some dryness. It's really spotty as to who's gotten rain and who hasn't. But this dryness looks to persist, and I'm about to show that in the long range. First things first, as I was mentioning, warmer temperatures seem to be on their way back as of next week after this cool down of the weekend. Due to the moisture and the precipitation in the clouds, you're seeing less likely for above normal down here. But this heat in the east is going to maintain itself, and at least through middle part of September. So something we need to watch. This is basically saying the percentage change of above normal temperatures is fairly high, 70–80%. And now you see again a 70% chance of above normal temperatures here in the east, especially the northeast. Persistent ridge, not going to allow much moisture here. So this is going to be a really dry pattern. Not atypical, honestly, after coming off of a El Nino, kind of a La Nina type of pattern. La Nina is the cooler air, body of water off the Pacific, that there be a drier fall. So this is not setting up good for people planting this time of year, which is what I want to do with my grass, but something to note. And just to show you, here's a below normal temperature, precipitation likelihood, very, very high in this region. And that continues in the 8 to 14 day period. Now you're seeing it kind of expand along the East Coast. Pretty high percentage chance, or at least getting towards a pretty good high chance here that we're going to see below normal precipitation on the East Coast. You would think that with a strong ridge here on the East Coast, but then you get the southerly winds here causing more moisture for the Canadian states, bordering states up here in the west. So yeah, very dry region. And this was about a week ago. I think these dry areas are going to expand. We'll see as they come out later this week. But anyway, see these drier regions expanding, and you can see that these are drought regions. They're showing up. The southeast could really use some rain. Areas east of Louisiana, obviously, up here in northern Georgia, has been really, really dry this summer. This is persisting, and then look, all New England is dealing with a drought kind of condition, and certainly we're going to see this expand, and I suspect even some drier regions here in the mid-Atlantic region. Probably short-term dry, anonymously dry. Also, we kind of head into fire season as drier air kind of penetrates the area, so we need to be on the lookout if we get into drought or dry conditions over the next several weeks. And this is way too long of a recording. I didn't mean to drag it on too long. Basically, the next couple weeks looks dry and warmer than normal after this nice, cool, refreshing Labor Day weekend. Enjoy the weather. This weekend is going to be really, really nice. But also expect that we're going to see dry conditions coming. That's all.